Yo, what is going on YouTube? Today I have a spicy duel for you guys. And granted, this is my first time recapping over a duel, so give me your criticisms and such like that down in the comments below because I definitely need critiques for future videos like this. But without further ado, we are going to be witnessing one of my personal duels on duelingbook.com. It is my ABC Ojama deck, my Ojama Pajama deck. So I'm super excited to showcase this deck and what it can do and all that. Granted, this player, he didn't really seem to know too much about the game, I suppose. So I'm not exactly sure how much this actually showcases, but most of what happens is on the second turn. So spoilers, most of what you will see is on the second turn. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into this duel. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. We get into the scissors and such and such, and all that. We get into we landed a few of the same ones there, but I go second. So he goes first, I go second. And he's going to set a card. I think he sets 2 or 3 cards actually. And he plays card D. So what card D does is it can be cannot be special summoned during your main phase 1 if this card was normal summoned this turn. You contribute this card, draw 2 cards. Then it becomes the end phase. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this effect. So basically what card D is a first turn Pot of Greed, end of turn. So it's pretty cool. It can come in handy, especially if your opponent doesn't, OTK you on the next turn there. So let's go ahead and continue on. Because his 2 draws off and mistakenly plays Card Trader. Now, it can be a good card and all that, but he mistakenly plays that. But then it's my turn, and I draw into Crush Wyvern, Sea Crush Wyvern. So the C piece there. And he's explaining over here that he forgot the card D ended his turn, so he could not play the Card Trader there. But this is my hand. It does not look terrible, but it does not look good. So I let him know that it's okay. I don't mind if you misplay or something like that, because I misplay myself from time to time, and I absolutely love it when my opponent is super generous and lets me do that. But I'm going to pause it right here because he activates the trap card Present card, which your opponent discards their entire hand, then draws 5 cards. You can only activate 1 present card per turn. Super adorable card, but he does not realize how much he messed up, because the entire thing about the Ojama ABC deck is that it plays from hand, field, and graveyard. So if any of the cards in your deck are in those positions, anywhere except for being banished, then they are still playable. So he does not know that, but he thinks he just got a super awesome playoff, discarded my entire hand, and so on and so forth. But what he does not know is I'm running the Ojama cards. So we're going to go ahead and discard these cards, along with our Destrudo, which kind of helps us a bit too. We do not get to activate C or Ojama Magic because in this build I only run 2 of each card, and since 1 of each went to the graveyard, I'm fairly certain that, oh yeah, I drew into the green off of his trap card, so then Ojama Magic cannot activate because I only have 2 more Ojama in the deck. So then C is also in the grave, and its effect cannot activate because I did not have anything in my hand to summon off of its effect. But I did get 2 Torrential Tribute, which is super awesome, and 2 Hand Destruction, which is my personal favorite draw power in this deck. Because like I said, everything plays from hand, field, and graveyard. So no matter where your cards are, as long as they're in the hand, field, or graveyard, you're good. So hand destruction is a -0. You are plussing all day long on hand destruction in this deck. So I go ahead and activate my hand destruction, getting rid of 2 of his cards and 2 of my cards, and we both get to draw the same amount. And I draw into Ojama Simulation, which is hands down one of the best cards, one of the top 2 best cards in the entire deck, because now I can go ahead and play it. And it says, reveal 1 Light Machine Fusion monster from your extra deck and banish any number of Ojama monsters from your hand, face-up field, and or graveyard. Like I said, hand, field, or graveyard, you are good. Special summon fusion monsters with different names whose names are specifically listed on the card you revealed from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Again, hand, deck, or graveyard. Equal to the number of monsters banished to activate this effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 of your banished Ojama monsters, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. So this card is a plus. At the moment, it's a +4, or +3 or 4. So this card is incredibly amazing. It is hands down one of the top 2 cards in this deck. So keeping on playing forward, I reveal ABC Dragon Buster, obviously, to get an A Assault Core, B Buster Drake, and C Crush Wyvern, banishing my Ojama black, yellow, and green. So now I'm diving into the deck, getting my spicy mech cards. So I'll go ahead and grab the B first, because I'm pretty sure it's what I saw first. Then I grab my A, and then coming up in the rear is C. Now, this play would have been even better if I had Union Hanger on the field, but I did not. So it's a decent play overall, though, because it is still only the 2nd turn, and I still have so much I can do. So I activate Ojama Simulation's effect from the grave. So I'm going to shuffle back my Ojama yellow, black, and green into the deck and draw a card. And I draw into Ojama black. Not the greatest draw, but not the worst draw. Now, viewing graveyard, getting a test of the field and what I can do or not do and all that. I think I view my extra deck a couple times, something like that. I'm just gathering all the information I can at the moment, because there are so many plays that I can do from this right here. So I go ahead and settle on getting rid of A and B to special summon Clayfort Genius. Now, if you are not familiar with Clayfort Genius, he takes 2 machine monsters to link summon, and his arrows are the diagonal downward ways. This link summon card is unaffected by spell and trap effects, and the activated effects of other link monsters. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up card on each player's field. Each player's field except this card. Both of those cards have their effects negated until the end of the turn. When 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time to the zones this card points to, you can lost track. You can add 1 level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck to your hand, which is not really, the second part there is not really that great. All we really need him for is to get rid of our ABC pieces and to possibly negate effects. Other than that, he's a pretty safe bet to stay on the field, because like it says, he is unaffected by spell and trap card effects and other link monster effects. So he's a pretty safe bet 9 times out of 10. So go ahead and continuing on. A and B's effect. I don't remember which one I activated first. I want to say I activated B's first. I'm viewing graveyard, so yeah. So I activated A's first and got C Crush Wyvern back to my hand. And then I'm going to activate B's effect to go into the deck and get an ABC piece to my hand as well. So if the opponent had Ash Blossom, this strategy wouldn't have gone as far as it did, but Ash Blossom is a 1 out of 3 chance. So then I go ahead and normal summon C, I believe. Oh wait, no, this is where I misplayed. I played C, but I meant to play B. So I take that back, and then I go ahead and play normal summon B. And my opponent actually asked me, wait, how did you summon them? Well, I summoned B because that was my first normal summon of the turn. Other than that, I activated Ojama Assimilation because he discarded my hand, and it was so easy to special summon so many monsters at once. And then he has a moment where he's like, wait, holy cow, that's amazing. So, and then C was from Ojama Assimilation. So I'm explaining all this to him. Let's fast forward a minute. Then I get rid of both of those for Proxy Dragon. So I got rid of B and C for Proxy Dragon, activating B's effect to get A to hand, and then I will activate C's effect to special summon a piece from my hand to the field. And then my opponent says, I also like summoning a bunch of monsters on the second turn, so I get a good chuckle out of that. So then I use C's effect to summon a C. Then I'm viewing my extra deck because I have some plays that I can definitely do here. So then I get rid of Proxy Dragon, which is a Link 2, and Sea Crush Wyvern for the Link 3 Triple Burst Dragon, which is a super fun card. Once per turn during your damage step, when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. During your main phase, except the turn this card was special summoned, you can tribute this card, then target one Link 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Then you can special summon one level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand. So not all of those effects will go into play in this deck, but for the majority, he's basically a big beat stick that's hard as heck to get over in the battle phase. So there's that. So let's go ahead and continue onward. Then I activated C's effect because I got rid of Proxy Dragon and C to special summon A from hand. So now I'm viewing my graveyard to see how many pieces I have. So I'm going to go ahead and banish A, B, and a C so that I can special summon the big boss man himself. ABC Dragon Buster Cannon. So if you guys don't know what this card does, it takes A Assault Core, B Buster Drake, and C Crush Wyvern to make. First must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control and or from your graveyard. So if they're on the field or graveyard, bam, special summon ABC Dragon Buster Drake. You do not use polymerization for this because they are combining mech type fusions, which is super cool and a very awesome mechanic they put in way back in the day with XYZ Dragon Cannon and such. Super awesome mechanic. Once per turn, quick effect, you can discard one card, then target one card on the field, banish it. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, then target 3 of your banished light monsters, light machine union monsters, with different names, special summon them. So basically, he can discard a card, banish any card on the field, and also if he's in danger on my opponent's turn, then I can just send him to the graveyard by tribute and then bring back all my pieces so that I can summon another copy of him later. But yeah, so that's ABC Dragon Buster for you guys. So let's go ahead and continue. He's a super awesome card, 3000 beat stick, just super awesome card. So I go ahead and discard the Ojama Black that I drew off of Ojama Assimilation, and he's like, "Holy cow! You've done so much, and you are still going." And you're darn right I am, because you did not have an Ash Blossom or anything to stop me. So I tell him I'm not done. Winky face, which is entirely true because I'm not even close to done. We are about to turn this thing into overdrive because I am banishing his trap card, which he doesn't quite notice at first, so I have to go ahead and tell him in chat momentarily that I am banishing his trap card. So he did have the choice to activate it, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure he could have activated it. So, which also tells me draw 2 and skip your next 2 draw phases. So maybe he just didn't want to skip his next 2 draw phases if he would, or maybe just drawing 2 it wouldn't have mattered because maybe he doesn't run Ash. At that point, it really doesn't matter. Ash Blossom could not stop me at this point. This is entirely game. So I go ahead and enter the battle phase. Even if he does continue on to next turn, I have 2 torrential tributes as well, so I am darn near impossible to beat at this point. I have an entire board set up, and he's just flabbergasted. He is, OMG, you just destroyed me. I've never seen such amazing card building and deck skills, and I'm just like, yeah. So we have 6,000 here with the ABCs, so that's 2,000 left. I can finish him off here, or leave him with 200 HP if I don't get all of the attacks off. Say he got rid of Triple Burst Dragon somehow, then he would still be left with only 200 HP, and I would finish him off next turn for sure. So we're going to go ahead and keep on playing because he gets confused for a second. He's like, wait, can fusion summon monsters be attack the first turn and such? And I'm like, yeah, they can. So this also makes me think that he's either a brand new player, kind of new to the game, or maybe he was kind of trolling. I'm not sure. I'm leaning more towards the new player aspect, but momentarily he's kind of on the fence about it. He doesn't know. He thinks that's actually a ruling. So I actually go ahead and tell him that's not a rule, but if you want to, I'm more than happy. I am extremely confident in this deck, so if you want to, I will more than happily play with that rule in place. So yeah, that is the my ABC Ojama Pajama deck in action. So what did you guys think about it in the comments below? Let me know. Let me know what you guys would change. Let me know what kind of strategies you guys would have. Even if it carried over to next turn, I could normal summon heavy mech support armor and protect one of these guys. Just super awesome plays and super awesome deck. This is hands down my favorite deck to play right now, so I was really happy when I got a dueling book and I found a deck that's not the Dark Lair deck to play for you guys, play against for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button down below, and if you want to subscribe, then you can join the Ojamas by subscribing, and if you want to comment down below, then you will be able to join the Ojama country, the country comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for your support, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
You